Hey now. Alright, so Dinosaur Jr. solo. Doesn't matter about the capo until you get to the part right after what we worked on, and I'm going to throw it on there anyway. On the back of your page, we've got the most popular scale in the history of guitar playing, that being minor pentatonic box 1, so to speak. So it goes index, pinky, index ring, index ring, index ring. And in that same spot you were using your pinky, we're going to use your ring, anticipating bending a lot and sliding a lot. And we talked about this feeling of your middle finger staying attached to your ring finger when you're doing these hand movements, such that you could always go. So when you're on the 3rd string, the G string, it's pretty obvious how to square up for this. You use your. But then when you spread out here, your middle finger comes along for the ride. And while we're at it, then it's chilling right there for like this. So there you go. You don't have, it's not, bends aren't like, they're more like this. And the thing that I gave you on the back of the page was just to work on your speed and accuracy for, and kind of getting used to moving your hand at once. So yeah, we were just doing like hammer-ons on the way up, and then pull-offs on the way back down. And start at whatever pace is super easy, and then speed it up gradually. But our goal, even if playing fast isn't one of your main goals in life, the idea is that we can get you to a technique standpoint where you can play that fast, appropriately fast, where you can go like, just playing that stuff. So even if we're going like, it sounds kind of wanky and Steve Vai, the point is just, getting into that hand position. While we're at it, we talked about some first position specific stuff, and the whole thing for you is kind of having your arm down a little lower, and the distinction between classical positioning, where we realized we could trick ourselves into doing it by going 4 fingers ready to do stuff, and thumb over top position is pretty nominal. What I mean is, I want to just, rather than changing everything possible, just hook our thumb over the top without having too much of our hand disappear behind the instrument. So that's manifesting for you in a few different ways. One of them is like classic, like thumb goes too far, my hand disappears, or your arm going up, your hand disappears. They're all the product of the same thing. So yeah, just let your arm be relaxed. And the other reason we're doing this is just to keep your fingers out in front of each other, rather than the thing where we saw you tucking away your hand like that. Cool. So 3 minutes in, here's our solo. So, there's a slide then that sounds like one note. We're going, but with a bend. And it's a decisive bend movement. You don't want to bend slowly. And you're using the force of your index and middle finger. And your index finger should still be chilling at the 12th fret as though you're about to go like pull off or whatever. But what we actually do is, and that was down, 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 up, down. That's a unison. Unison. 2 notes in the same octave. When we tune, that's a unison also. Versus like an octave, 2 different notes, and or just 2 of the same notes in different octaves. We mean literally the same note. While we're at it, we talked about that tune your B string using our harmonic on the 7th fret of the 6th string, going comparing it to the open B string, and like that. Like my E string was a little out of tune there. Cool. And there's a good one for you can make your standard process. And that's a good reset for yours to allow yourself to improve that tuning more than you might if I hadn't said, hey, why don't you try this? Cool. So here's us. There's us so far, and then it's so that time it was and that's where we want to try to keep your hand available to you, and be sure you're just in this thumb over top position, not universe over top, which is also the thing that's making your hand disappear behind the instrument there. So try to get to there. And make sure your middle finger comes along for the ride. Because it's going to go like that. So. And then something else happened. Let's see, I thought I had that one still open. If I'm playing it, maybe I don't. One moment. Closing that, and this, opening the link, finding the link. It's like this giant email where it all disappears. There you aren't. I wish I could pause this. Oh, that's right, I had to hit view entire message, and then I get the one with links. However, that all went down the first time. Pieces, I'm there. Cool. And yeah, regarding your question with the fingering on the thing, use your middle finger for that. Anyway. Yeah, him using his ring fingers just kind of. Alright, so so that's where we're at. It's and then it's which is single note bend, and this is where we do that right dampen. So if we're like gonna write a list of things, we bend, we dampen, and let our hand bend back, relax, hit this note, and then bend again. So rather than, and this is something where the less you thought about it, the better you seem to do at it. But this is a tricky thing for everybody at first. Where but just go, and just you'll find yourself nailing it probably. So there we go. And then, rather, whatever the thing is. Alright, so yeah, so right. There we are. Like that. And then hint about what's gonna happen next is we'll see him dragging down the that string. So let's look at this. If we were doing that same box that we did, but starting in first position here at the 7th fret, it would be like 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3. Using your ring finger there, your middle finger, and then your ring finger. So he has dragged his thing after. And then he just drags himself down, and then the whole bunch of next riffs are all on like stuff or the whatever he plays. It's just all like middle finger stuff, like as though we were up here going doors. So just try it like that. But either way, way superior to get really good at the stuff we did today, even if you're kind of playing the whole solo already, and then approach the second part of it. But like I said during the lesson, this is by far the least material we'll ever cover in any subsequent lessons. So there we are, even if we didn't do the whole thing. But let me give it a shot for funsies. Right there, right. Right. Or whatever the timing is. Cool. So there we are, down here doing this type of thing. Awesome. Other stuff we talked about was when we're in actual first position, freeing up your elbow and moving it away from your body. So try some first position chords where you're neither in classical position or super how I used to have to play, because I had to make this vice grip for notes to sound. Now you can play, the lowest note on your instrument with your pinky. It doesn't even feel like exertion. So, kind of think about some first position stuff. That's your implied assignment, including the intro to this song. And just, having your thumb over the top, but still having your hand available to you. That's generally the trick of what we're talking about there, is rather than just having this knuckle and beyond, having our entire fingers available to us, which is what happens when you just hook your thumb over the top rather than go for the whole gusting thing there. So not so much, more like this, and just like you're making the C shape, and out in front of the instrument more than you might have anticipated, where I'm bending at this knuckle. Not this knuckle, but this knuckle, which gives you quite a bit of out in front of the instrument. Alright, bros, great to meet you. Like I said, if you want to prepay for some lessons next time, whatever pace we get to the mat, I'll prorate this time in. So 260 for today and the subsequent 8 lessons or whatever. Or you're welcome to pay listen to lesson. It was really good to meet you. You're a super chill dude. Thank you for paying attention, and look forward to seeing you Wednesday. And we'll Wednesday at 7. Take care, bro.